Hey, it's me, MLB. This is chapter 60 of Touched. This one is titled Hostage. The whole time that Dabi walked you down the back streets and alleys, you begged silently that someone would see you, but he was too cunning and avoided all human traffic. At one point, he let one of your arms go and you tried to quirk him, but although he looked like he wasn't paying you attention, he was, and you earned yourself a nasty second-degree burn on your left wrist. It stung and stank of burnt flesh, making you gag pitifully. "Weak stomach, huh?" Dabi commented dryly. "Wouldn't try and use your quirk again if I were you then." Eventually you ended up in a hideout, some kind of industrial building, and you were finally released from Dabi's hold. You backed away from him as his cold, glowing eyes watched your every move. "Don't look at me like that, it's creeping me out," you said in a soft mumble to your captor. "You don't like the creepy stare?" he asked, tilting his head to the side and backing a bit while giving you a lopsided, crazed smirk. "I thought it was part of my charm," he added as he scratched the front of his neck with his fingertips. You scowled at him. "Charm? Yeah, right," you scoffed quietly. "I'm more dangerous than I look, don't cross me," you bluffed. "You? Dangerous?" "Yin," and then he said your middle name. "Lin. Daughter of," he said your mother's name, and then your father's name. "Who has been suppressed by her father her whole life and then taken under the protection of Hawks, the winged hero, only to be snatched away by a creepy villain?" he asked in monotone voice, exposing your life story in a nutshell. "You certainly sound like a dangerous person to me," he added sarcastically. Clutching at straws, you panicked and pulled out the only dangerous thing that you'd have ever done. "I stabbed Hawks," you blurted out, fabricating your story a little to make it sound cooler than what had actually happened. "Oh, did you now?" Dabi replied with a smirk. "Well," he said as he reached into his pocket and pulled out a flip knife. "I'd certainly like to see that reenactment. How about you try it on me too?" He tossed you the flip knife and you caught it, panicking as reality set in. "Okay, so how did it start? Did Hawks walk up to you?" he asked, striding purposefully towards you with hands in pockets. "No, wait," you begged as you flicked the knife open and held it out in front of you. Dabi walked right up to it like Hawks had done, allowing the tip to press to his chest. "Stop," you begged, backing back as you continued to hold the knife out in front of you. Dabi walked you backwards right up to a stack of crates, and you stopped as your back hit it. "Don't come any closer," you stated in a quivering voice, "or I'll... Dabi continued to move forward until his chest was against the knife point again, his smouldering eyes and sly smirk telling you that he'd read your bluff immediately. "You'll stab me, right?" he jeered. He took his hand from his pocket and placed them either side of your head against the crates. "Oh, this feels familiar," you thought. "And then what happened?" Dabi asked slowly as he pressed his chest against the knife point. "Please stop," you begged. "Did he pull the knife away and kiss you?" he taunted. "No, he, Dabi quickly grabbed the knife with one hand, flicking it away as he slammed his hand back into the crate beside your head, causing you to flinch and squeeze your eyes shut as a whimper escaped your throat. "No more games," he growled. "You're no longer protected by Hawks. He doesn't know where you are, and he'll never find you." You let out a laugh, then immediately covered your mouth with your hand. Dabi narrowed his eyes. "You think this is a game? I don't actually need you. In 1 second I can reduce you to ashes," he snarled as he grabbed for your burnt wrist and squeezed it. You cried out in pain. Dabi threw your wrist away and pulled off the crates, turning and sauntering away as you slid down the crate and wrapped your arms around your knees, sobbing. After seeing the positive pregnancy test, Hawks strode towards the front door. He was on a mission to find you and get you back at all costs. He stepped out the door and came face to face with a government agent. "You're coming with us, Hawks," the man said darkly as he held up a CIA badge. "Sorry, pal, no can do. I'm on a mission," Hawks replied curtly as he went to step past the men. Immediately he was cuffed. "Yo, what's this?" Hawks asked in surprise. "It's called an arrest," the president of the Public Safety Commission said as she stepped out of the back of the black car in the driveway. "No, it's called interfering with a hero mission," Hawks replied sharply. "Listen, my wife has gone missing and..." "Oh," the president said slyly. "She's gone missing, has she? How terrible." Hawks was about to let loose and slice her open with his sharp quills, but decided against it, as the president was most possibly baiting him. His sharp eyes bore into hers for a second, and he refused to break eye contact, even as he was led to a car behind hers and forced inside of it, taken away to a government building. The next morning you woke up, after a fitful sleep, and looked around. At some point during the night you had been lifted up onto the stack of crates, given a pillow, and covered with a blanket. You lifted your head and immediately felt nauseated. You groaned as you lay your head back down on the pillow slowly. Yeah, it's like that, a rich voice said from your right, and you looked over to see who had spoken. It was Dabi, casually leaning back against the wall of the building. Could you just kill me now? You moaned pitifully. I feel like I'm about to throw up. Dabi looked at you silently, his turquoise eyes keenly watching you. You been feeling this in the morning lately? He suddenly asked in a disinterested voice. You nodded, then immediately regretted it. Oh no, I can't let him know I'm pregnant. He let out a low, evil chuckle. At his trademark top speed, huh? He sneered. What's that supposed to mean? You shot back angrily. The fact that you were feeling so crap meant that you just didn't care whether you lived or died at that point. No need to play coy, Dabi sneered as he pushed off the wall and walked over to you. You glared at him as he approached. You may be shy, but you have fight, he commented lowly as he walked over. That's why we're putting you to work tonight. And if I refuse to cooperate, you mumbled, lowering your face to your hands again and cradling your head. You and the baby get cremated, he said bluntly. Your head shot up and you looked at him. You know? You asked in a quivering voice. Does he know? Dabi replied as he crossed his arms across his chest and stared you down. You shook your head. I haven't had the chance to tell him, but it's the first thing I'm telling him when he comes to save me, you said confidently. You got a lot of faith in that sly bastard, Dabi growled. What would you know about him? You snapped angrily. More than you know, Dabi snapped back. Care to enlighten me? You replied sarcastically. No, he said bluntly. Get your pregnant ass up. We're going to meet the League. Ooh, and there ends chapter 60. Stay tuned for chapter 61.